shots.
In Zazu.
I've only met up with Caleb.
We're here.
Oh,
We're here.
hey,
We are live. What's up,
Let's
boys?
go.
what's going on?
We are back with the. Well, I'm not usually here. I'm a new.
We're back with the neutral zone
We
for
back.
the first time in like 3 years.
2020, I think.
Yeah, I think he did
Yeah.
February 2020. I think it was the last one he did.
Which is kind of crazy, but we're back for good, and we have someone new with us permanently, so he's not like a special guest. He's with us forever. Everyone who knows us probably knows Caleb, but Caleb's with us now.
Yes, sir. I mean, I'm very excited to do something like this because I've always kind of wanted to go more in depth with like sports and stuff like this. I've never really done anything where like a podcast about sports or anything like this. So I'm kind of excited to get into it, learn some new stuff about learn some new things, learn some stuff about each other, about different picks we have. We have a full stacked topic list to go over, and I thought we should start off with some introductions because it's been a while.
Yeah.
So let's start with Cameron. Cameron, say your name. Or I guess I already said your
Well,
name.
you just said my name.
Say your name. Say
Cameron.
what team is your what team you're going for?
Steelers.
So the Pittsburgh Steelers and
They're going to the Super Bowl.
That's an
and
L
what
take.
is your
We've been in for 2 minutes, and there's already been an L take.
Yeah.
what is your biggest, most bold prediction for this upcoming season?
Chiefs are going to be third in their division.
Who?
The Chiefs are going to be third in their division.
Oh my goodness.
Third or fourth?
That's so I'm guessing you have the Chargers and the Broncos above them.
Chargers, Raiders. It goes
Really?
Chargers,
So you think
Chargers,
Russ is gonna be fourth in that
Chargers.
division?
I don't know. I just said the Chiefs are going to be third or fourth in the division, I feel.
Wow.
It's the Broncos might be third, the Chiefs might be third. I don't know. That's my hot take.
That is a hot take indeed. All right.
All right, Austin. Go
All
ahead.
right. So we're obviously rocking with the Bengals forever, and my hottest take I'd say for this season is that the Chargers missed the playoffs.
Ooh.
Whoa! Wow.
I think they're a little overrated, and Justin Herbert is a little overrated in my opinion. He's great talent, but he hasn't. He still hasn't made the playoffs. I know he's in year 3, but people are hyping him up like he's a made man.
It was his coach's fault though.
It was
He
his
didn't
coach,
make
but
it
still,
wasn't him. It wasn't on him that they didn't make the playoffs.
It wasn't
That's
on him.
facts.
I'm just saying.
That
I'm
is
just
facts.
saying that I still don't know if they can overcome the Broncos or the Chiefs in their division.
You don't think you don't believe in the Raiders this year?
I don't believe in the Raiders. Well, I like Derek Carr. I think the division's going to be tight. But when I look at those teams, if I'm ranking quarterbacks, which quarterbacks make the team, in my opinion, Derek Carr is the 4th best quarterback in that division.
Oh yeah.
In my opinion. And your quarterback is the leader. It's not like it was your defense and your special team. They can't carry you to first in the division, in my opinion. So I think, obviously, I think Mahomes, Justin Herbert, and Russ are all better than Derek Carr.
That's
But,
fair. 100%.
So Caleb, who you rocking with?
So, I'm Caleb. I'm rocking with the B boys, you know what I'm saying? Rocking with the Bengals, coming off a Super Bowl loss, unfortunately. Actually, fuck, Austin, I don't think I've showed you this. Let me show you this real quick.
Oh.
This is a program from the
Oh,
actual
shit.
Bengals-Rams Super Bowl. This is from the actual, stadium itself, SoFi
Dude, that's
Stadium.
awesome.
So I got an actual program from the Super Bowl, has the halftime show stuff in the background. So I got an actual program from the Super Bowl this year. But
That's
my
awesome.
biggest hot take is Derrick Henry is gonna fall off hard and he's gonna be a fantasy bust this year.
Oh my God!
I don't believe
out
Henry.
my boy.
I don't believe in
Ooh.
Derrick Henry.
Dude,
I'm not a big
Wow.
Derrick Henry guy.
do you not think he's going to be top 3?
I don't think he's gonna be top 5.
I think he'll be top 5, not top 3.
Who do you think's
I
going
don't
to be
think he'll
above
be
him?
top 5.
Aside from Jonathan Taylor, like who do you think is going to be better than him?
Let's see. I have to pull out my list. So I definitely think, you said other than Jonathan Taylor?
Yeah.
I think Dalvin Cook, Najee Harris, Kamara, Mixon. And
Are we sure Kamara's going to play?
I think Kamara will play. And maybe McCaffrey. If he doesn't get absolutely bombarded the first fucking game of the season. But
I don't know, man.
yeah.
They got Baker Mayfield at quarterback.
Oh, that is true. That is true.
All right, wait. Look how Nick Chubb did though with Baker. They ran
That's
that
fair.
fucking ball.
Well, he
They
also had
ran
a
that
really good
ball.
offensive line. Cleveland's offensive line, I'd say, is better than Carolina's.
And that's why they might run the ball a lot more because you don't fucking
Sure,
know it's
yeah.
Baker Mayfield. it's Baker Mayfield.
We'll
But,
talk about him later. With
Yeah, I was
Carolina.
saying we do have a Baker segment at some point.
Well, I think that's actually the one. I think that's first up is the
Okay.
off-season W's and L's. So
All right.
we got looking at the off-season, this was a incredible off-season. There was a lot.
Oh my God.
A lot
It
of
was so
superpowers.
Craziest
moving
in
around.
years.
Yeah,
Craziest
a
in
lot
years.
of superpowers. Devontae Adams going to the Raiders. Russell
That's huge.
Getting traded to the Broncos. There's a lot of moving parts.
The
Baker
Chargers
finally-
had a lot of signings.
Yeah, Chargers had a lot of signs. They basically restacked their powers. And what do you guys think? And we can start this off. What team had the biggest W's in the offseason?
Well,
Okay.
Well, all right. Well, the Ravens killed the draft as they normally do.
Yeah.
Ravens had a great draft. The Jets had a great draft.
Mm-hmm.
Chargers had a couple great signings. Khalil Mack is a great example. Well, they traded for him, but
Yeah. I agree with you.
Raiders got their receiver that they needed after, Ruggs.
Yeah.
But the
Oh, yeah.
biggest addition that's going to make or break a team is probably the Broncos. With Russell
Yeah.
Wilson. Russell Wilson completely changes that team.
Yeah. That's all the Broncos have needed for years. He's the best quarterback they've had since Peyton Manning.
Oh my God, yeah.
And it's
Peyton
like
Manning,
not
and
even
Peyton Manning in
close.
his last year was a corpse.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. The Devontae trade makes the Raiders a completely different team. Just simply because, I like their options. They got Darren Waller, and, they have a good receiving core, but Devontae makes it great. And in that division is filled with amazing playmaking offenses. So I think Devontae completely changes that team. But I think one of the biggest underrated off seasons, in my opinion, was for Cincinnati, because not only did they get 3 really good linemen to help protect Burrow, but they had a pretty good draft.
Yeah.
They got, I think it was Daxton Hill was their first round pick, which is something they really needed. Because they basically lost the Super Bowl on one play to Eli Apple. So I think they did really good additions to the secondary, and they have a lot of people coming back from injury too. Joseph Asai is going to play this year. But I think they had a really underrated draft as well, and free agency period, because linemen don't make the biggest headlines, but that's literally the biggest thing that we needed.
That's what lost
And they
them the
got-
Super Bowl as
yeah.
well.
And they had signed 3 really good offensive linemen.
Lyle Collins is a great pickup.
Yeah, that's who I wanted the most, and thank you Cowboys for Lyle Collins. But I think the Steelers actually had an interesting one, because
they had a pretty interesting draft, yeah, with and especially the draft picking up small hands Pickett. And,
Yeah, I don't know how I
Cameron
feel
has
yet.
Cameron has his own opinions about that.
I don't know how I feel yet.
And
I need to see him play, but I want him to league. Even though he was more not ready, I wanted a mobile quarterback.
You might honestly
Especially
could have
behind
dodged a
that
bullet.
line.
Could have dodged a bullet with Malik.
Oh,
I don't know.
definitely.
We just need
Well,
to see.
everybody passed on him for a reason. Yeah.
I think that this quarterback class is probably the weakest quarterback class since like the 2013 class.
Oh
That
yeah.
had like EJ Manuel and people like that. I think
Blaine
Kenny
Gabbert in
Pickett.
that one.
Oh yeah, I think
Yeah.
Kenny Pickett is probably the most ready to play out
Yeah.
of all of them. But I definitely think Malik Willis could come back to haunt them, and I think Desmond Ridder actually could be pretty solid too for Atlanta because he is a Marcus Mariota type quarterback, so he's going to fit right in with that system in Atlanta, in my opinion.
Like I would have rather.
I think the Steelers. Kenny Pickett to me because he had that one really good season. I think if they had gotten him in the second round, would you have been more happy if he slid that far?
Oh yeah, definitely. But who else was going to take a quarterback in the first round?
Yeah,
that's my rationale. We could have gotten like who's that one guard, that guy from Ohio, or that center.
Oh, I know
What
what
his
you're
name.
talking about.
That guy from Ohio. We could have gotten him, where we desperately needed offensive line. I'm
Because-
happy with it.
Is Kenny Pickett better than Mitchell Trubisky?
We don't know. I mean,
that's a good question.
Mitch in Chicago was.
We just don't know.
Mitch is probably going to start the first couple weeks, and then he
That
might
makes
get
sense.
probably to week 4.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I
But
get
what if he balls out though?
Well, then that's great. He's only 26, I think, 26,
Because
27.
he had that one really good season in Chicago. I mean, he wasn't the reason they were amazing, but he played good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
No.
Slime Time MVP first ever.
MVP. I hate
Oh,
this.
the Slime Time MVP.
So, Caleb,
Yeah,
what were your biggest dubs of the offseason?
Definitely, I'd say I'd probably give it to the Chargers. Honestly, signing Khalil Mack is huge.
JC Jackson.
J.C. Jackson.
That's so underrated.
That's a great signing.
I wanted us to get J.C. Jackson instead of fucking Eli Apple. But
I did, yeah, but
yeah, they had they're just adding on weapons they already have, like having Keenan Allen already at wide receiver. Their offense is stacked, honestly. You said earlier Justin Herbert's a little overrated. I'm a big Jay Herbo guy. I think I think he'll lead the Chargers to a playoff game this year. I think he'll maybe win a playoff game this year. They'll maybe go as far as to the AFC Championship, but I think they'll lead them to somewhere far, and especially with the defense is.
I mean, here's the thing. Here's the thing. When I say he's overrated, I don't even really think it's his fault because he's great for what year he's in and how he's been playing. It's just people talk about him like he's top 5, and I don't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put him up there.
Potential wise, yes.
He has a lot of potential. I can agree, but
if he keeps
they're
playing
probably
like
not
this,
top 5.
then yeah. I mean, if he keeps improving too on his game, it's there's no telling where he'd stop. I think him and Burrow are going to be the big faces of the league. Them and Josh Allen, people like that. But people were talking about this team as a super team already, and I'm like, they have proven nothing so far.
They have to get through their division first.
Yeah. If they come out and win their division, that's huge.
Their division is wow.
I think it's the toughest division in football.
Yeah, their division,
Right now, yeah.
Their division is insane right now. Like especially
their worst quarterback is Derek Carr, and I really like Derek Carr.
Yeah. Like that. Yeah, Russell going to the Broncos. That's gonna flip the entire thing on its head. Like I'm excited to see how Russell plays in Bronco country too.
They only really gave up Noah Fant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like that's the only big loss to them.
But they still have Jerry Jeudy, Courtland
Sutton,
Melvin Gordon,
Gordon, yeah.
Was it Jamal Williams?
Javonte Williams, who's really good. That offense can be explosive.
Mm-hmm.
And Russ is going to throw it up to the moon and have it perfectly land in Jerry Jeudy's hands on like an 80-yard deep route at least 3 times this season.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
without a doubt, for sure. And don't they play? They play the Seahawks their first game too at
yes,
in Seattle too, which is actually fucking hilarious. That Russ's first game not on the Seahawks roster is going to be in Seattle.
Same for Carolina.
Yeah, same
and
for
Browns.
Baker.
But
it's
is Baker going to start Week 1? I know a lot of people are like thinking that Sam Darnold's going to start Week 1 because he knows the system better, but. Truthfully, I don't like Baker, but I think he's clear-cut better than Sam Darnold.
Oh my god, he's miles better.
Yeah, I don't think that's even a conversation, honestly. Sam Darnold, there's no way Sam Darnold's starting. I don't see it.
No. Baker has proven he won't lose games. Sam Darnold will lose you a game.
They literally signed Cam Newton last year because he was being absolutely atrocious. Like they turned to Cam Newton, and that was
Sam Darnold makes me mad because he has certain games where I see why he was drafted so high,
and then
I can see like there were a couple years ago when he was on the Jets. He had a game against Dallas where I was like, okay, like I see it, and then he has games where he throws picks and he's seeing ghosts, and I'm like, now I don't like what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with CMC also being injured all last year, that literally right when CMC got injured, it just plummeted. Their whole season plummeted. It was.
Well, their defense is great though. Carolina's defense. Their defense last year was really good. J.C. Horn went down, then it went downhill from there. The first 4 games it was good.
Really good too.
The first 4 games they were phenomenal, but the competition wasn't good. But
they started 3-0.
Yeah,
and then they ended 5-12.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it happens.
Everybody was talking about their defense like it was like a great thing, and then it went downhill.
The first 3 weeks of the season, I thought Sam Darnold was like this was his year, and he was going to prove himself.
Yeah.
This was Sam Darnold's year to show his effort.
But their offensive line was also atrocious.
It was horrible.
They got that guy in the draft. I forgot his name, but
so while we're talking about atrociousness, what are your guys' biggest L's of the offseason? Like who had the biggest L's?
Deshaun to the Browns.
Browns L.
The Browns that's such an
I think
L.
we can all agree on that.
That's such an L. Like
Amari Cooper to them was good though.
Amari Cooper was good.
Yeah,
that's
good. Great.
But
they just paid $230 million guaranteed to a guy who possibly could never play again.
Yeah, like
3 first-round picks as well.
Yeah,
I genuinely think because people make the argument like, "Oh, Deshaun was so good when he last played," so I can understand. Like, for as much as you could say about Baker, Baker's the best quarterback in Browns history. Like, and I don't even think it's close in my opinion. So, like, Baker he was their guy, and I know I'm not a big fan, but last year he did play the entire season injured. So, jumping on the chance to get Deshaun while he has all these civil suits that were under investigation, and they paid him $230 million guaranteed dollars. Biggest L, and maybe NFL history.
Yeah.
Also, the Commanders getting Carson Wentz for 2022 round 2 and 3 picks.
For second and third round, yeah, it's a loss. But what else did they have?
And then the Colts gained Matt Ryan. So it's Matt Ryan or Carson Wentz.
I don't see that as an L though.
They gave up a lot, but it's for a position of need. Like he's bad, but like we saw what he could look like. Like
he played good last year.
He wasn't. He wouldn't lose you a game unless the last game of the season with against the Jaguars.
Yeah, but he had 27 touchdowns and 7 picks.
He wasn't awful. He was just like he plays like a bitch now.
He does play dumb.
He doesn't play to win. He plays to stay in the game.
He reminds me of Brett Favre in the sense that he does not care if someone is in double or triple coverage. He is taking that shot.
Yeah,
he is a gunslinger to the end. But I mean, the thing about Wentz though too is like we've seen what he can be. Like that 2017 year, like if Washington can just get half of that version of Wentz, I think it's a W.
Oh yeah,
I agree.
100%.
Yeah.
L, one of the L's that I like to talk about is the Seattle. I mean,
my God, there are walking L's, dude. And being friends with a Seattle fan, poor cat, he's probably already crying.
It's not even like it's like they just have so many holes now. They lost Bobby Wagner. They lost Russ. Their receiving core is great. Noah Fant, DK Lockett.
Yeah,
hey, they got Drew Lock.
Yeah, they also
they got Geno Smith.
They got one lineman, like finally after all those years of Russ running for his life.
I mean, like Pete Carroll's confident too in Drew Lock and Geno Smith.
I think this season, especially after this offseason, might be Pete Carroll's make or break.
He might be on his way out of
this
Seattle.
is a make or break season for him. It's either the Seattle's gonna go 2-15 and he's fucking,
Or they're gonna miraculously go like 8-9.
or they're gonna they're gonna be middle of the barrel and Pete Carroll.
Could you imagine?
Save his career, but that'd be crazy if they went like that'd be insane. Yeah, they showed up.
They're in just too tough of a division.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I don't see it.
they're not going to compete with the Cardinals. I mean, they might compete with the Cardinals.
I think
but
they compete with the Cardinals, but that's just because I think Kyler is. Once you get through the first 7-8 games, any team can have the Cardinals.
They were suspect after the 8 games.
They actually looked better with Colt McCoy after those 8 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
All right, now that we talked a little bit about more off-season W's and L's, let's get into some things that can still happen. So there's still that we're still, that's still, happening right now. Odell
Bills.
Beckham Jr. Bills.
I could see that.
Confident.
The only issue with Odell is he's coming off another serious injury, so you're signing someone.
He's not going to get signed till after the deadline.
Yeah.
After the trade deadline, I'd say, when he's like almost done with rehab. But I'd confident say he's going to go to the Bills or Packers or back to the Rams.
If the Packers can get Odell, that literally changes their entire season.
That changed their outlook.
Those 3 teams. I don't know if he would go to Kansas City though. That's another one I thought of, but I don't know if he would.
Do you see him going back to the Rams?
Yes.
I can see that, honestly.
I could see him going to the Rams, Packers, or Bills. Kansas City is like a sleeper for that.
Yeah, he really from all accounts, him and Sean McVay are still really close too.
Yes.
Like Sean McVay really wants Odell back.
And in reality, who did the Rams really lose? They lost Whitworth,
Robert Woods,
and
Von Bell. Didn't they lose Von Bell?
No, we have Von Bell.
You guys have Von Bell.
Oh, we have Von Bell.
They lost. They lost Von Miller.
Von Miller, that's what I'm thinking, not Von Bell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They lost Robert Woods, but they replaced him in the draft.
Yeah. But they got Bobby Wagner. So I mean,
I forgot they got Rams defense is pretty fucking.
It's really good. It's old. It's like old and like they know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I see it.
They got a veteran defense, which is pretty crazy. They got everyone knows what they're doing.
They're trying to buy their way to another ring.
And it worked.
It worked
first time. Worked the first time.
It almost worked. It almost worked twice, but Jared Goff fucking sucks.
Yeah. Detroit, man. What did they do?
They actually didn't have a horrible offseason.
What did they do?
I think they brought in another wide receiver, didn't they?
I believe. I think they drafted relatively well. Yeah, they got that guy from Alabama that was hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
He was good. They're good. Their offensive line's great. Their running backs are fantastic.
Yeah, DeAndre Swift is probably one of the most underrated running backs in the league.
DeAndre Swift, Jamal Williams, I believe. The receiving core is getting there.
I think Jared Goff is like a bottom 5 quarterback.
Yeah, this year. I'm trying to think.
Here's the thing about the Lions with this year. Every time they lost, it was between either a touchdown or a field goal.
Yeah.
So
all their games
were heartbreakers.
Mostly one score.
They weren't terrible. They weren't awful. They definitely weren't the worst team in the league, I would say. I think the Jaguars probably got that spot.
I mean, imagine like this. If Justin Tucker doesn't kick that record-setting field goal, they knock off the Ravens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With a healthy Lamar.
They almost beat the Vikings.
They beat the Vikings once, too. Yeah.
They almost beat them the second time. Like, they're probably... I mean, I know Jared Goff is okay. He's not good. But if they get a quarterback next year, they might be, like, decent.
Yeah.
I could see them finishing better than the Bears this year, unless Justin Fields steps up, like, really well this year.
I think he is.
I think he is. I know me and Cameron talked about this a little bit yesterday. I think Justin Fields this year's going to be that guy. I hope
he is, but he's got nothing to work with. He's got Darnell Mooney and N'Keal Harry.
That's gonna make him step up. That's what I think.
Yeah.
I hope so. I wanted to because I love Justin Fields. He's from Ohio State. I love Justin. I want him to do amazing. It's just, man, the Bears are so dysfunctional right now.
Right.
Yeah, I think he'll have to learn how to play.
Yeah.
Like this year is gonna be his. He's not gonna do top 10 numbers, but he's gonna be like, I have nothing.
I think he's definitely going to be better than he was last year. I think.
Yeah.
I think last year it was his rookie year. I think everyone kind of forgets that last year was his rookie year, and they kind of just assumed. But coming off his rookie year, he knows how the NFL is now. He knows how to ball now. What he's doing, where he's going. So I think, I think this season is going to be a big season for Justin Fields, and we can have that as like a little bit of a transition to our next segment. If you guys have anything else to say about the off season.
I think we pretty much covered most of the big topics.
I mean, the Miami. It's a good one.
Yeah, getting Tyreek.
Tyreek and Toronto. I've said big needs of both filled.
If Tua plays good, that offense is explosive.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You got Waddle and Hill next to each other. Like that
Mike Gesicki's underrated.
Gesicki's good.
Gesicki's underrated. Yeah,
If Tua plays somewhat competently, they could be second in division. I mean, they're probably almost guaranteed
middle of the pack. I think they overtake the Patriots.
Yeah. I think the Patriots are going to be awful this year. I don't see the Patriots being anything like they were last year. I don't see them in the playoffs.
They were such a weird team to be in the playoffs. Because it felt like they were literally the worst team in the entire playoffs last year.
Oh yeah.
Aside from maybe the Eagles.
Yeah. Eagles.
That's another dub we didn't even talk about. AJ Brown to the Eagles.
Oh yeah.
Their draft was great too.
Their draft.
Nakobe Dean. That I forgot his name. That 6'6" guy. He's gigantic.
Yeah.
They're refueling because Fletcher Cox is gonna retire soon.
Maybe Nick Sirianni, man. Maybe he's slowly building an underdog powerhouse. Because last year's his first year coaching, and he inherited the Eagles after the Carson Wentz debacle, got Jalen Hurts, and they went 9-8 and made the playoffs.
Yeah. True. Yeah.
But our next topic, Caleb.
So our next topic is getting into something that we're going to be getting into later today. Fantasy football lookouts. And I have a whole list of things that I made for sleeper breakouts and busts. And you guys can also talk about your sleepers depending on the position. But starting with quarterback for fantasy football lookouts, I have sleepers. I have Justin Fields and Derek Carr.
I can agree with the Derek Carr.
Derek Carr, Justin Fields, I can agree with just because the weapons. But I will say one of my favorites this year is Hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Hurts, yeah, I can see that.
In my breakouts, I have Jalen Hurts, Burrow, and Allen.
Yeah. Allen already broke out.
Here's my issue with Josh Allen.
I think Allen's gonna have an amazing year this year.
MVP year.
I think Allen as a quarterback in the league is top 3, but I don't like him for fantasy for the simple fact that he throws too many picks. He did almost lead the league last year in interceptions.
That's kind of how the Bills' offense works. I mean,
which is fine. I'm not dissing it. I think Allen is a top 3 quarterback. I'm just saying, in fantasy-wise, there's going to be a lot of points taken away from him because of interceptions.
Yeah, true.
My busts, and this might be kind of controversial. I have Kyler Murray.
I agree.
Fair.
Patrick Mahomes. And this one pretty controversial. Aaron Rodgers.
The Aaron one I can understand, unless they pick up Odell.
Mm-hmm.
And if Odell plays in the second half of the season,
Patrick Mahomes, I can kind of see him falling off a little bit. He'll still throw 30 touchdowns, but
yeah.
Rodgers, every time I doubt Rodgers, he just goes off in the regular season. Pissed off Aaron Rodgers is the meme. And he's fucking pissed off now.
Yeah.
He went back-to-back
Especially
MVPs.
after that Niners loss. Oh, that.
Back-to-back
Yeah.
MVPs. Niners loss. Him being fucking clowned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't. And he played better without Devontae last year. I mean, he didn't play better, but he played more like he knew he had to play.
Played hero ball.
Yeah. So like I would agree on Mahomes. I don't know if I could doubt Rodgers, but Mahomes
Yeah, I don't think I don't see him being a bust.
And
I could doubt Mahomes though.
Kyler Murray, I see him regressing a ton.
I don't trust him after the Rams game.
Yeah, I don't trust
I think
him.
Kyler Murray in the first 8 games is a solid pickup in fantasy, but yeah, I agree. His entire career has been the exact same. He falls off in the second half of the season, and then that playoff game, he was absolutely atrocious.
Do you guys have any sleeper breakouts or busts that you think would be pretty controversial
For what, quarterback?
for quarterback?
Let me pull up my Google Doc real quick of my.
Yeah, I
What?
can say sleeper Mitchell Trubisky.
Hmm.
Here's the
If
thing
he
with
starts.
Mitch. If he starts, which I think he will. Here's the thing about Mitch is I don't think he's horrible, and he has weapons. Like Deontay Johnson is one of the most underrated receivers in football. Chase
Pickens.
Claypool, I absolutely hate Chase Claypool, but I can't deny he's a good receiver.
Pickens.
Yeah, Pickens, and then at tight end they still have Eric Ebron, I believe.
No, we have Firemouth.
Oh yeah, Pat Fryermuth, who was really good last year. I could see Mitchell Trubisky being a sleeper pick in fantasy.
Okay.
Hold on, my doc is all right. One person I have really high, more than I think I should. I have Lamar.
Ooh.
Even though his receiving core is bad, I mean he's not going to be a breakout. He's obviously still best for one of the best for fantasy. Just to talk about in general, I think Lamar is going to do good this year. Just in general, not like fantasy wise. Just I think he's going to do.
I was going to put Lamar in sleeper, but I kind of thought about it a little more and I actually erased his name. I wrote him down, then I erased it.
Oh yeah, I mean
I was thinking about it. I was like,
MVP 2 years ago. Like I know
he could be a sleeper, but like I don't know. We pooped on him when he was healthy. Like
Yeah.
it's either or with Lamar, honestly.
I think for breakout we could have Joe Burrow in that conversation.
I did put Burrow in breakout
Because with a better offensive line,
definitely, yeah. That's the main reason why I put him in breakout. With the offensive line, he's going to be exceptional.
I got
Burrow to chase every time. It's gonna be insane.
I got clowned for this last year. This hot take that I had. I said I'm putting Dak and Burrow in this like the same conversation.
no.
I got clowned for
I would
that.
have agreed last year.
This is what I'm
year,
saying.
I
Last
don't.
year, at the end of the year, I'd say Dak probably was a little better in the regular season.
I would have
I
agreed.
disagree.
I would have agreed last year, mainly because last year he got injured. He didn't really get to show off for himself. This year, I 100% disagree.
This year, bro.
Dak. This is what I'll say. I would have taken Burrow over Dak last year as well. Dak is the same. Okay, against the NFC East, Dak is amazing, but that's because all the defenses in the NFC East that he's played against are horrible. He went 6-0 against the NFC East. The rest of the league, Dak was an average quarterback. So Burrow elevated in the AFC North play, but he even played better against higher competition. I mean, the Chiefs, when they played the Chiefs were allowing like 12 points a game in the regular season. Burrow dropped over 30 on them, I believe. So I would take Burrow over Burrow over Dak, and then especially if you take into fact the playoffs. Dak has one playoff in his career. Burrow has 3, and he's only made it once. He went to the Super Bowl in his first year in the playoffs.
I was just talking pure fantasy regular season. This year, 100%. Burrow is better than Dak because his weapons are better.
Yeah.
But
and, last year
I'm
he
just
got
saying.
injured halfway through the season, he didn't really get to prove himself as well.
I'm just saying. In general, I had Dak a little higher because Burrow has this year to elevate himself.
Yeah, I think this year is gonna be crazy. I'm excited for for season this year. It's gonna be insane, especially with all the.
It is gonna be.
Dude, literally Burrow to chase every time. That's gonna be insane this year. It's gonna be insane this year. And
You got Hayden Hurts now though. I mean, he's not bad.
Hayden Hurts is gonna be good too. I'm excited. T. Higgins is great, who I think is another sleeper because T. Higgins. Well, one of the things I love between Burrow and Higgins will be in double coverage, and Burrow launches it to him anyway. And
Higgins is that big body guy.
There were multiple games last year against the Ravens, the Chargers, where Higgins was able to pull it down in double coverage for a touchdown.
That was insane.
So I see Higgins as a sleeper pick because I think all the attention's paid to Jamar Chase, but T. Higgins is fantastic as well.
Boyd in the slot.
Boyd
is great. I like Hayden Hurst as for your
I love
as an option.
I'm liking Hayden Hurst too.
I mean, he's by no means anything phenomenal, but I think he's gonna get you by.
I love C.J. Uzomah, but I can see Hayden Hurst being an upgrade.
He's more quick.
I think he's a better blocker.
Yeah. That's what you're getting him for, really. I don't really see him as any. Like, he's not going to do what Uzomah did last year, but I think he's going to be that safety blanket, 10 yard throw once a game.
Yeah. I don't know if we mentioned this either for sleepers, but Deontay Johnson.
Yeah. So we're on quarterback. I have a
that's right. I'm sorry. I totally went with
receiver. You're good.
I might have to be right back though, because I think my mom just got here. So I might have to say hello real quick before I do anything.
Okay. What topic do you want us to go on next, Caleb?
Running backs. And
Running backs.
When I come back.
I think we all know he's not really breakout because he already broke out, but Jonathan Taylor, I think, is everyone's number one running back.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%.
Caleb has that hot take about Derrick Henry falling off, but I still think Derrick Henry I had in the past 2 years in fantasy, and he was fantastic for me.
Yeah.
I think Joe Mixon is a pretty good fantasy pick as well. But I think if we're talking about busts for running back, Cam Akers is one of the first ones that comes to mind for me.
Really?
Because he had a horrible playoff run, in my opinion.
And didn't he do really good against the Niners?
He might have done really good against them, but I remember him in the game against the Bucks, where he was literally the reason the Bucks got back into the game.
Yeah, that's also
fumbles, both in major crucial moments. And he got injured last year.
He was just coming back. I mean, that's their fault for starting him, putting him in. But I think he'll be, because he's fully back now. I think he'll be great. I think he'll be all right. I don't think he's gonna be awful. He's a good 5th round guy, having your backup. But
I think he's good as a backup running back, but I don't know about a starter.
Two people I'm really high on this year are Leonard Fournette and James Conner.
Both really good. I think James Conner is going to regress, though. I don't think he has another highly efficient season like he did last year.
I think so, because Chase Edmonds is gone. They have no other running back.
I think that's even more attention towards James Conner, and I saw the James Conner in Pittsburgh, which I like him, but I think when all the attention is going to be on him and the defenses pay the most attention to him, because D-Hop's going to be out for a bit. Because
he's out for like 6 to 8 games.
He's got the suspension. AJ Green, I love him, but I think last year proved he's not a number. So I think most of the attention on the defensive side is going to go towards James Conner.
Running the ball, yeah. I see that. Another person I'm low on, I should say, is Kamara.
I agree.
I'm low on Kamara this year, just because Saints. I don't even know. I don't even know why. I mean, he had that assault. I don't know if he's getting suspended for that.
I don't even know if he's going to be suspended or not.
Probably not, because it's been over 8 months.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to just say my top running backs. It's going to be. I'm high on CMC as well.
Yeah. If he could stay healthy, man, he's a fantastic.
If you get CMC at 5, like even 4. I'd say 5, because then all the top running backs we got, you take them.
Yeah, I think CMC is if he stays healthy, he's a top 3 prospect for fantasy.
He's a top 2.
Yeah, the only person I could have justified taking over is Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah,
maybe Derrick Henry, because Derrick Henry gets like 50 carries a game.
I can't take Henry over him.
I respect that. Especially with Baker Mayfield there and the whole quarterback situation, CMC is going to get the ball like every other play.
CMC, Eckler's going to be really good this year, obviously.
Yeah, Austin Eckler's going to be fantastic. Hey, dude had like over 20 touchdowns last year.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about Najee.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're probably going to run the ball. he's gonna get a lot of carries. He's a bruiser like Henry. I don't know if he's gonna have his breakout year this year. I think next year, once we have a fully like know who's starting. But I mean, everybody's high on him though, like this year.
He played, in my opinion, he played really good last year for the entire Pittsburgh
You're
situation.
you're guaranteed at least 10 points.
Yeah,
You're not
he gets at least 20 touches a game.
You're not gonna get like 6 like Barkley.
Yeah, who do you think is gonna be like an underrated running back pick?
Another underrated pick that I have? Let me see. Let me look at my second round. I have Mixon. I mean, but he's not really underrated. He's gonna be second round. Aaron Jones. I mean, he's another second round, but like I think he has higher potential than last year because of Devontae leaving.
My only issue with that though is he's gonna be splitting carries with AJ Dillon.
Yes. He's not gonna get as many touchdowns, but he's gonna get the ball thrown to him.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I'm afraid to take I'm low on Swift this year.
Okay.
I took him last year. He did me great, but when he was splitting carries, like as soon as Williams got hurt, he did great for me.
Yeah.
But as soon as like when Williams was in the game, he got more touches.
You know who I think we haven't mentioned yet that I think is gonna be really good as a sleeper pick this year is Javonte Williams.
Yes, I have him as round 3 just because he's splitting carries with Melvin Gordon.
Yes.
He's a round 3 for me.
I am back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Sorry.
We've just gone through some running backs that were high and low on and are underrated ones.
I'm low on Nick Chubb.
Wow. Low on Nick Chubb?
Round 3 for Nick Chubb for me. Round 3 for Zeke as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Round 4 and 5. You're gonna get a good number 2 option though. Like I'm comfortable taking Barkley in round 4 because his ceiling is high. His ceiling. Listen, I like his ceiling. I don't like his injury history. Yeah. If I'm taking Barkley, I'm not taking CMC. Like it's gonna be like either or, because I can't risk those two getting hurt.
Yeah, Saquon's insanely talented. I agree. I'm just very worried about his injury history.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm afraid to take Dobbins, even though he probably will do great.
Love J.K. Dobbins. Hate that he's a Raven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clyde Edwards. I think he's gonna have a better year than last year. I had him. He did iffy. He wasn't good last year. Montgomery, I don't want to take.
No.
From the Bears, I don't want to take him.
I love him, but he just has a horrible offensive line.
Yeah. And
he's not really receiving back either.
Elijah Mitchell from 49ers, they do committee, so I'm afraid for that one as well.
Sleeper pick, though. He was really good last year.
He was really good last year, yes. Rashawn Penny, I am extremely high on this year.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a big Penny guy too.
Rashawn Penny, he showed what he can do in the last 2 games of the season, and then
he showed up last 2 games.
And then Devin Singletary, I'm relatively high on as well.
Here's my problem with Singletary is the Bills have some games where Singletary rushes maybe 5 times.
Yeah. Oh, they do have that other guy that they have, that little short guy.
Their running back?
Yeah, they have a number 2 option. That's really good.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't think about that, but I think he'll get touches because I think the Bills are going to be up in their games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably. I can see that. They did fall to a couple trap games last year, though.
Yes. Steelers were a big trap game.
Oh, the Jaguars were the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, Jaguars too.
That was Urban Meyer's first win.
Yeah. So for my running backs, I have 2 sleepers. I have Elijah Mitchell and AJ Dillon. I think
Respect.
Dillon will get a lot more touches this year. Same with Elijah Mitchell because their quarterback situation in San Francisco is a little iffy right now. Trey Lance might be good. Jimmy Garoppolo, I don't know if he's staying. So I think they're gonna hand the ball off and get him out there. And then get him a good amount.
I don't even know if Garoppolo's starting.
I don't know if Garoppolo's gonna stay in San Francisco by the end.
They might. Nobody.
I think he could be a mid-season trade.
I was thinking the only people that would really want to take him is the Seahawks. because they need somebody.
Seattle
They need somebody.
Bucks. Seattle Bucks or Browns.
Yeah.
I could see him going to the Bucks to replace Brady after Brady retires. Although the Bucks did have someone say that they do not want Jimmy G.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I
But
understand.
I think Seattle would be a good pick for him because they have an improved O-line slightly and a fantastic receiving core. And the one thing you can say about Jimmy G is that he's a winner. I mean, he doesn't play the prettiest games, but the dude's gone to the Super Bowl, the NFC Championship game last year. He knocked out Aaron Rodgers in the first round of the playoffs last year.
You're not gonna lose games with him.
Yeah.
No.
But yeah, breakouts are a little iffy on running backs because anything can happen. I don't for wide receivers. I don't have any breakouts on wide receivers, but running back I have breakout. I have Kamara, maybe
Really?
Mixon, and Melvin Gordon is another big maybe. Big maybe.
As I say, he's splitting carries with Javonte Williams.
He's splitting, but he might start.
But he might show up. He might be,
Because when he was with the Chargers, he was great.
He was insanely good. But I just feel like last year we really didn't see that Melvin Gordon that much.
No.
But Mixon, we have an improved O-line. He's a good run. I like.
Well, are they going to throw more or going to run more with that?
I think they're going to throw more.
I think they'll throw more, but I think he'll get catch. I think he's a good run catcher as well.
Yeah, I think he's good for maybe 15 touches a game.
Mm.
And the Bengals, to your point, Cam, I could see the Bengals playing with a lot of leads like Buffalo. So I could see him getting a lot of late game carries.
I just know what Zach Taylor does. He puts that other guy in to catch passes.
Samaje Perine.
Yeah. And Evans.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know what Zach Taylor does. He puts those guys in on pass plays to block and to catch. Sometimes I'm just like, come on.
Yeah, I mean we do love to run the ball first down almost every fucking down.
True, yeah.
We love to run the ball first down.
True.
I don't blame him though. I mean, Mixon is a top 5 running back.
Yeah, I especially with our O-line now, I think Mixon will be great. Yeah, I think he's gonna have a great season this year. Busts, I have James Conner, and this one might be interesting. Miles Sanders. I'm not
I can see you on the Miles Sanders one.
I agree on
I
Sanders.
can see that one, but is it really a bust? Because he wasn't really that good in fantasy last year either.
I think he's going to regress more.
Wow.
I think he'll regress more.
I'm a Miles Sanders fan.
I'm not a big Miles guy. I don't see him doing well. I know
James Conner, I can see it.
At me behind the screen right now, but
yeah, no, James Conner's boomer bust. No in between.
Braden in chat, he was god awful. I think we know who had Miles Sanders last year.
Had him last year.
That was Dazza?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. James Conner is so boomer bust.
Yeah. James Conner is.
I'm willing to take him. That's just me. I know what he can do.
I think his potential, but I don't.
He had a touchdown almost every game last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was fantastically efficient.
Like him and Fournette.
Be different this year.
I don't know. Him and Fournette are in the same.
I'd go Fournette over Conner.
I'll take playoff Lenny over James Conner.
Yeah, playoff Lenny. He's
I think I might give it to Fournette because he's a better team. Because the Bucks are probably going to be up a lot on people.
Better team. Bucks are probably going to win the division.
I don't see anyone challenging them.
No.
Definitely not the Falcons. Definitely not the Panthers. I mean, the Saints with Jameis might be decent, but
that's actually kind of a good segue to the wide receivers for my first sleeper pick for wide receivers. I have Chris Olave as a sleeper. Never really draft rookies in the first couple rounds, but dude, I love Chris Olave. Seeing what he did at Ohio State last year, he's exceptional. I can see him being up with maybe next year being up with having rookie numbers as like Justin Jefferson or Chase. I think he's a pretty good receiver. Other sleepers I have Gabriel Davis and Jerry Jeudy.
Gabriel Davis and Jerry Jeudy, yeah. Cortland Sutton's up there. Cortland
Sutton's up there as well, yeah. But I think Jerry Jeudy with having Russell, I think he's gonna have a whole different they're gonna have a whole different setup going on in Broncos country. So I think Judy's gonna get a lot more touches. I think he's gonna get a lot more catches. Gabriel Davis, you have Josh Allen. That's just all you need to say. You have Josh Allen.
Yeah.
I have a different sleeper at receiver, but the same team. So I'm going to go with the Saints. So I'm going to go with Marquez Callaway.
Really?
Because I think he gets a lot more attention this year. Because when he played a little last year, he really shined. He had a couple just fantastic catches near the end of the season. And he didn't have any really big games for fantasy, but I can see that changing this year. Because aside from Michael Thomas, who is coming back, who's going to start over Marquez Callaway? I mean, maybe Jarvis, but Chris Olave may not get all that attention right off the bat.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
What do you
This
think,
one,
Cameron?
Brandon Cooks. No, it's on the
That's good.
Texans.
That's good.
Chris Godwin.
Okay.
I think he'll have a better year because Gronk's gone. I'm really high on Michael Pittman. I think is it Michael Pittman Jr.?
Yeah, Michael Pittman.
Yeah.
I'm really high on Pittman after seeing what he did with Wentz. I'm only imagining what he could do with Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I respect those.
Those are my
Colts,
three.
The Colts have such potential. They have a lot of potential this year.
They are one. If Ryan's their guy, they are They're a quarterback away from being a
big bubble of potential. Like it's like I'm excited to see how they play this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have any break. Do you guys have any breakouts? I don't have any wide receiver breakouts. I have 0 wide receiver breakouts.
Breakout.
I don't.
Let me look.
Wide receiver breakouts are really hard because, like, someone could just randomly have one of the best seasons ever.
There's a fucking train coming by.
DJ Moore.
Really?
Or
Yes.
DJ Moore or Dante Johnson.
I was going to say that. I was waiting for you to say that. Deontay Johnson, I think, is going to have a breakout year.
I'm not picking him till late because I don't trust the Steelers.
My busts are going to be
If-
insane.
If
Oh, boy.
if Mitchell Trubisky or Pickett plays competent, if he gets rid of his drop problems as well,
Mm-hmm.
it'll be great.
What do you think about I know we didn't mention this and we're past the running backs, but someone I don't think we mentioned at all because he got injured last year and didn't play. What about Travis Etienne?
He's gonna split it with James Robinson.
But
Who's I don't know who I'd take over. Like I don't know if I would take any of the Jaguars running backs.
I don't trust. I had James Robinson last year. I don't trust the Jaguars running backs anymore.
That's fair. I just
don't
figured we had
trust
to bring
them
him up.
anymore.
Etienne has a lot of potential because he was with Trevor.
Trevor, yeah.
Mm.
He's gonna get most of the snaps, but I don't know if he's gonna get the big the touchdowns, because Robinson's gonna go in.
Yeah.
Well, sticking with Jacksonville on the receiver side, what do you think about DJ Chark?
Coming off an injury, right?
DJ Chark is on the Lions now, I believe.
Oh, that's right. He did go to the Lions.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. I think their number one is Laviska Shenault now, which I'm high on him.
Okay.
I'm very high on Laviska Shenault as well. He's not going to be till late in the rounds, but I really liked him last year for me.
Mm. All right, moving on to busts. My bust list is pretty heavy.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
I have a pretty heavy bust list. And
All right.
Amari Cooper.
Yeah,
I can see that.
he plays really bad in cold weather.
Tyreek Hill.
Oh, really?
You're going to have Waddle. I mean, I could see Waddle going off and
I can see-
Tyreek
I
just
can see
taking the
Waddle-
people.
I can see Waddle being better than Tyreek next year. And
Yeah.
you guys were talking about breakouts, but I think Deontay Johnson is
You think he's going to be a bust?
He's boom or bust.
Yeah,
I mean, I get it.
he's definitely either up here or down here. So
Yeah.
he's a very risky pick, but I have him in busts down this year, mainly with their quarterback situation being really iffy. Tyreek, I love Tyreek, but I just think him and Mahomes had great chemistry. I don't know if I can see him doing well in the Dolphins. I think I see Waddle getting a lot more touches. And Amari Cooper is Amari Cooper, and he's going to the Browns. In the Browns situation, we don't know the fuck's going on. We don't know what the fuck's going on up north for me. So
Yeah.
The only reason the biggest reason I would disagree with the Tyreek pick is Tyreek's going to get fed the ball. And him and Tua are extremely close. I mean, during the Tyreek was staying at Tua's house. And by all accounts, Tyreek loves Tua's ball placement. So I think Tua's going to get fed the ball, or Tyreek's going to get fed the ball from Tua. And I think Jalen Waddle is actually taking a step back this year because of Tyreek.
Really? All right.
I did
I
have
think
Waddle
not
in
like-
my
not
bust.
with Jalen Waddle's
I was
play.
in a Rieger Waddle for me.
Yeah, not with Jalen Waddle's play, but the fact that I just don't think he's going to get as many opportunities.
I'm looking at it from, because I'm a Steelers fan. I'm looking at it from an AB Juju situation. When AB was with Juju, with Juju, you saw how great Juju did.
Yeah.
That's how I'm looking at Waddle. That's just me. I think Waddle's gonna do great, but that's just my look on that. I think it's gonna be Tyreek's still gonna do well. I think Waddle's gonna do just as well.
Okay.
Going back, I kind of forgot Juju's on the Chiefs now. What do you guys think he'd be? You think he's gonna bust on the Chiefs, or think he's a sleeper?
I think he's a sleeper.
I would agree. I think he's a sleeper as well.
Sleeper.
Because
we know what Juju can
I
do.
think he's definitely not going to be – he's got to be the number one receiver, and we saw what happened. But Patrick Mahomes is entirely different from Ben Roethlisberger.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Andy Reid – not that he's a better coach than Mike Tomlin. I think he's a better offensive mind. And
Yes.
I could see him finding unique ways for Juju to get involved.
Right.
The way that we used Juju was we use like a big third down guy. You can he can run block for you. He can catch it and get the first down. Like he's gonna be the rough yardage guy.
Yeah.
Like if it's fourth and like 6, you're gonna throw it to Juju at 4 yards that he's gonna run. He's gonna like break through 2 tackles for the extra 2 yards.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And Mahomes is not the most mobile quarterback in the league, but it's way better than fucking traffic cone Ben Roethlisberger, where he can't take a step back without getting his.
Yeah,
ass
Mahomes is just sneaky quick.
Mahomes is actually like fiery, kind of quick. Like you don't think he's gonna be that fast, but he is.
He's not like Lamar quick. He's more of a I'm gonna break your ankles and you're gonna make look like a fool.
He has an outburst.
He reminds me of Aaron Rodgers in the sense that Aaron Rodgers is sneaky quick. Like there are times where he breaks tackles in the open field just because people forget how fast he actually is.
Yeah, that's exactly who Mahomes reminds me of.
Right, and I just think Juju having that kind of weapon, being alongside a quarterback that's going to be a complete new situation, and see how he's going to deal with that. I think he's going to be a sleeper. I think he'll get fed the ball a lot more than he did on the Steelers past 2 years. I definitely think Juju's a sleeper pick for sure.
I can agree with that.
Can't say breakout, but I think he's a sleeper.
I respect that.
Definitely not a bad. Definitely like a good 3rd, 4th round pick if you have room for him.
One thing I do know is that with Tyreek gone, Travis Kelce is getting the ball every other play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we can move on to tight ends if you guys want to. Tight ends aren't that they aren't the biggest thing.
Nothing flashy.
Yeah, they're nothing flashy. I don't have any breakouts for tight ends as well.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I could think of one. I mean, he had a good season last year, but I could see him doing even better now. It's Kyle Pitts.
Really?
Yeah. No, I'm high on him. He's number 3 on my tight end list.
I do have for sleepers. I have Kyle Pitts and Logan Thomas.
He's so injury prone though.
Yeah.
I don't have any breakouts for tight end. Sleeper.
Tight end.
He's not a sleeper, but Mark Andrews is one of the best picks in the league for tight ends. So he could have a better season next year, but I don't really.
I could see another sleeper from the Steelers being Pat Freiermuth.
Freiermuth is going to be good.
Dawson Knox is great.
The
thing about Freiermuth is there were a lot of games where you don't see him as the pass catching type. You kind of see him as more of a run blocker. But man, he had some catches last year that were really good.
He's a safe pick. If you're like, oh shit on tight ends, Freiermuth is going to be good.
I have for another sleeper. I have Cole. How do you say his name? Cole Kmet.
Kmet?
Yeah, Cole Kmet on the Bears.
Yeah, he should be good.
I can see that.
Irv Smith, I'm high on the Vikings.
I'd say Dallas Goddard.
Goddard,
I have Goddard as a bust.
Oh
I
shit.
have
Okay.
Goddard as a bust. I also have Noah Fant as a bust, and I have Darren Waller as a bust.
Darren Waller is a bust?
I have Darren Waller as a
Wow.
bust.
Okay, I disagree with that.
I mean, Waller is gonna get you 9 points minimum, I think.
I think he had a
He
good
didn't-
season last year, but I
He
think
had 2 good games,
last year.
2 great games.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's gonna be elevated now with Devontae.
And it, with Devontae, kind of mixes things up. I don't know. I
Well,
think
I
he'll
still
be more
think-
of a bust next year.
I still think he's still going to get a lot of attention because even last year, I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. The Raiders had one of the best receivers in the league still too
Hunter
last year. He's
Renfrow?
great. Yeah, Hunter Renfrow, great route runner.
I have
had a
him as
breakout year.
I
last
have Renfrow as a sleeper for my wide receivers. I forgot to say.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
even with
Renfro's good.
Renfrow last year, Darren Waller got a lot of attention. So I still think even with Devontae being there, I think they're actually going to throw more. So, yeah, because Josh Jacobs is also injury prone. He's been injured quite a lot. So
Yeah, I agree. But that those are most of my list. Do you guys have anything else you want to go over or talk about via fantasy football wise, bus sleepers?
I think I'm good.
what do you? One question: what do you think about Uzama with the Jets?
It's heartbreaking, honestly. I rewatched the Bengals put out a documentary last week
Mm-hmm.
for the 2021 season, and it was so sad seeing Uzama's speech he had before the Titans game. It's like it's none of
It
that.
is us.
It's none of that. What if it's us? It is us.
Yeah.
It's not. Why not us anymore?
Yeah, he was a great he's a great locker room guy. The Jets need him for the locker room.
Yeah,
Fantastic
so,
leader.
He's a good player too. He did come off a good injury.
Do you see him
played
as a
well, did.
sleeper? Or do you see him as like Zach Wilson's little?
I see him how I just see him how your guys are gonna use Hayden Hurst.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's gonna get the first down. He's gonna get a couple touchdowns.
Mhm.
He's gonna be a great leader.
Yeah, I see him as. I'd say he's kind of in the. I wouldn't say he's a sleeper, but I wouldn't also say he's a bust. I'd say he's kind of
Okay.
he's kind of middle ground, middle of the barrel.
I just don't trust.
I just don't.
the,
he got
Jets.
he had a pretty bad injury last year near the end of the season too, and he
Yeah.
was on the Jets as well. It could go either or. It can go either or.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Never trust the
I don't see him booming though. I don't see him having an exceptional.
That's fair.
An exceptional year, but I don't see him doing bad either. I don't see him being a bad pick for maybe fifth, sixth round, maybe if he's there for a good tight end pick. Not a bad pick
Okay.
at all. But yeah, that's where I see Uzama.
So what about our next topic?
Our next topic I have are record predictions.
Okay.
So let me do that. What do you guys have any bold record predictions?
Yeah, I have the Bengals going 13-4.
13-4. Let me pull up their. I forgot our schedule.
What's
We
the
versed
schedule?
the
They have a very
Steelers.
hard schedule.
We have one of. I think we have the third hardest schedule in the league. I think.
4th or 5th, yeah, one of those
And I
three.
know the Rams have the first. I think Seahawks might have the second. I think. And then it's us. Let me look up.
I think we're gonna sweep the Steelers, just because I don't either of their quarterbacks I don't see as better than Joe Burrow, and I feel like their defense isn't what it used to be. So I mean T.J. Watt is fantastic, obviously, but they have an improved offensive line, and they were already able to sweep them last year. Then with the Browns, especially if Deshaun doesn't play, I see him sweeping the Browns, and the Ravens. I think they will probably split the series with the Ravens just because I have a lot of respect for Lamar. But there's a lot of games this year where I just trust Joe Burrow more than the opposing quarterback. I think this is his breakout year. He already broke out last year, but I think that the MVP this year I think is going to be between Josh Allen and Joe Burrow.
Right. I'm putting a graphic on stream right here, right real quick about different schedule strengths. So it looks like the hardest schedule is Chiefs. Looks like by far.
Okay.
Then the Rams at 31. Raiders 30, Steelers 29, Texans 28, Jets 27, Bengals 26, Pats 25, Cardinals 24, Falcons 23, Seahawks 22, Titans 21, Chargers 20, Dolphins 19, Bills 18, the Broncos 17, Vikings 16, Green Bay 15, Panthers 14, Niners 13, Jaguars 12, Ravens 11, Dallas 10, Saints 9, Browns 8, Bucks 7, Commanders 6, Lions 5, Bears 4, Colts 3, Eagles 2, and Giants 1.
The Giants have the easiest schedule.
So the Giants have the easiest. Casey has the hardest.
Still think they're going to be garbage. Yeah, I still think the Bengals are going 13-4. And another hot take that I'm thinking of, just because I mentioned it earlier, I think the Bills are going to be amazing this year. I think they're going to be 15-2.
I think the Bills are going to be pretty good this year too.
I think they're clear cut better than every other team in their division, and I think they're going to sweep the East.
Let me take a look at the Bills schedule. And
13-4. That's mine. 13-4.
Okay.
They're gonna have a game like they had last year against the Jags.
Yeah, I think they're going to fall to a trap game. But I still see them going 15-2.
Rams, that's hard. Week 1 at the Rams.
I'm taking the Bills.
I would take the Bills.
I would take the Bills.
Super Bowl hangover. It's going to cause
Bills
controversy.
Over Titans. I'd take Bills over Dolphins. I'd take Bills over Ravens. I'd take Bills over Steelers. I'd take probably maybe Chiefs over Bills for one game.
I can see it.
I don't, because that's Josh Allen's revenge game.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
At Arrowhead.
It's at Arrowhead though.
They beat the Chiefs last year in the regular season too.
Yeah.
I'll take. Bills over Packers I'd probably take Bills over Packers.
Bills just have more weapons to me.
Yeah, I just feel like there's got to be one of those games where they just lose to someone who they should have lost to.
I know we play them at some point.
It could be the Packers, or maybe even the Jets. I feel like they.
I think they'll lose to us.
That's true.
Joe Burrow versus Josh Allen. I'm so excited for that game.
Bills over Lions. Bills over Pats. Bills over Jets. Bills over Jets for one. Bills over Miami. Bills over Bears. I'd probably say us over Bills. I think that's gonna be a hard game. I think we'll take it. I'd say Bills over Pats. So yeah, I'd say good 14-3, something like that.
What about your teams that you think are going to be absolutely atrocious?
I think the Bears are going to have less than 5 wins.
Wow. Okay. You think they're going to be worse than they did last year?
I think
Jets.
The thing about Jets is they rebranded a little bit. They got Sauce Gardner. They got Garrett Wilson.
They got a dog at QB.
They got
they do have that.
QB
He got that dog in him.
Last year was Zach Wilson's rookie year. And, rookie years are always.
He was also hurt for it.
He's hurt. So
his touchdown interception ratio wasn't great, but his stats actually weren't horrible.
Yeah, I had him on my bench for fantasy last year, and I was glad he was on my bench. Man got maybe -5 points almost every other game. That was pretty bad.
He had one really good game against the Titans, though, where he pulled off the upset against the Titans.
Yeah. So Zach Wilson can be that guy at sometimes, but I just don't think he'll be that guy all season. I think
he needs another year.
I think they'll maybe win 8. Let me pull up the Jets schedule.
I don't think 8 games. That's what you're about to say.
Five max.
I think Zach needs another year to develop. They also have a second-year head coach, and Robert Saleh. So I think they're going to take another year to develop. But I don't think it's weird. It's going to be like the Bengals 2 years ago, where you saw the massive improvement in the team, but they were still a 4-win team.
They might beat the Browns. Where's my pen? Where's my pen at? I want to write shit down.
Well, it depends who's starting for the Browns, too.
Yeah, this is week 2, so I don't think Deshaun's going to be in.
No.
Deshaun's definitely not going to be in. So I think, okay, well, fuck, I'm just doing memory then. I think they're going to win against the Browns. The Bengals. Last year was
They better not
upset.
beat us the second year.
They better not, but it's possible. But they better not. I'm just gonna say we're gonna win that one. Steelers, I think they're gonna lose against the Steelers. I think they might lose against, or they might win against the Dolphins. It's very potential.
Ooh, I don't know.
Packers,
They might
no.
split with the
Broncos,
Dolphins.
No. Patriots, maybe. Bills, no. Patriots again. They might be Patriots twice.
I don't think they're going to beat the Patriots twice.
No.
I think Mac Jones
Bears,
is clear cut better.
Vikings, I think will beat the Vikings. Bills, no. Lions.
Really?
No.
You think they're going to beat the Vikings?
Maybe Seahawks. I think they'll go 8. I think they'll have 8.
I don't know. Man. I think I'm with Cam. I think they win 5 max. I don't see them beating the Vikings.
No.
I can see them beating the Vikings.
The Vikings fall to a lot of trap games, but they got a new head coach and they had a pretty solid offseason.
That is true, but it's still the Vikings. I can see them.
Plus, Kirk Cousins is pretty underrated in my opinion.
Right.
He's all right.
Any other asshole teams? Why are the Knicks? Why are they under?
The Knicks are going to do horrible in the NFL this year.
The Mets. The Mets, baby. The Mets. Let's check out the Texans schedule.
I hope Davis Mills plays the whole year.
I know we're gonna talk about more about this next year. Or not next year, next week. We'll just say that for next week. Then I was gonna talk about the helmets, but I think we'll say that for next week.
Okay.
Let's see their schedule. I don't care about the roster. Let me show you the schedule. Okay, there it is. Texans versus Colts.
I'm taking the Colts.
I'm taking the Colts. Broncos. I'm taking the Broncos.
Broncos.
Bears. I might take the Texans.
I'm taking the Bears.
I might take Texans over the Bears. Chargers. I'm taking the Chargers. Jaguars. I'm taking the Texans.
I don't know, man. Trevor Lawrence was he was pretty bad last year, but he had some games where he showed out.
He had some games, but
I think they'll split. I think the Texans will win 1 and the Jags will win 1.
Yeah. Raiders, I think the Raiders will win. Titans, I think. Titans.
Yeah, I'll take the Titans.
I'll take the Titans though. Eagles, I'll take the
Eagles.
Giants, I'll take the Texans over the Giants. Commanders.
I'm taking the Commanders.
Uh,
Don't be disrespectful to Wentz.
Fuck Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz is better than Davis Mills. I think that team, the Commanders, they have a better defense than the Texans.
Yeah, I'll probably go Commanders. Dolphins,
Chase Young's going to play this year, hopefully. So
Browns. Oh, this is week 13, so I'll probably take the Browns. Week 14, I'll take Dallas. 15, I'll take Chiefs. 16, I'll take Titans. And then Jaguars, I'll take Jaguars on that one. Then Colts again, I'll probably take Colts. So I think the Texans are in for an arse whooping.
they're in a rebuilding year,
Yeah.
just like last year.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely agree. What teams
Cam,
do you
have
guys
any bold
think?
record predictions?
What team do you guys think is going to go way above average compared to what they did last year? I think
Jaguars.
I think
Jaguars.
the Dolphins will.
I don't know who's going to be the worst team in the league like next year. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
That's a good point.
team overachieving.
Jaguars are going to win like as much as the Jets.
This might be a pretty obvious pick, but I'm gonna say the Raiders, man,
Mm-hmm.
because the Raiders went 9-8.
Mm-hmm.
I could see them getting not super overachieving. I could see them getting 11 wins.
I just think their division is super tough. That's the only thing.
It
with
is.
The Raiders for me is their division is super tough.
But the Raiders always have the most exciting primetime games, so I could see them upsetting one of the teams in our division on
I want
primetime.
another Raiders versus Chargers games next year. That's going to be like as insane as well.
Yes, the Raiders and Chargers never disappoint.
Yeah, I want another one of those games. Those games are fun to watch.
I could definitely see the Lions making a huge improvement over what they were last year. I think Dan Campbell's a good coach.
I just don't like Jared Goff. I'm not a big.
I know,
Goff
I'm one of
guy.
the few Goff supporters. I don't think
I'm not
Goff's
a big Goff
good,
guy.
but I don't think Goff is a bottom. I can name 5 other quarterbacks that are worse than Jared Goff, in my opinion.
Yeah, that is true. I just think last year they could have had a good season if they didn't choke last second. I just think they love to lose heartbreaking games. I think that's the thing with the Lions. But the Lions got a pretty easy schedule this year. They're top 5 in the schedule, easy schedules. And I was not even like looking at that honestly. I think the Bears might do better than they did last year too.
I thought you said you think the Bears are going to be like under like 3-4 wins.
I think I said that, but I think I'm changing my mind because now I'm looking at
Okay.
the strength of the schedule.
Okay.
Because they have 4.
My
it's
biggest
hard.
issue with the Bears,
it's hard.
Bears just have
honestly.
no
You just
offense.
never know. Yeah.
And their defense has taken us like a huge step back too. They lost all their crazy playmakers. I think the only one they still have is Eddie Jackson.
Buccaneers is a weird one. I think they'll probably do the same as they did last year.
Yeah.
I can see them making to the NFC Championship game.
Really?
Yeah.
They got Chris Godwin back, man. He's a game changer.
Do you guys want to do bold Super Bowl predictions?
Sure, why not? Way too early Super Bowl predictions.
Give me Bills and Bucks.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Bills and Bucks.
I was gonna say that. Bills Bucks.
Maybe Bengals Bucks. I would love to see Tom Brady versus Joe Burrow, but I just think I think this is the Bills' year. I think the Bills are going all this.
Bills Bucks. Bills Bucks. Bills take it.
Mm-hmm. I can definitely see that for sure.
Way too bold, but I'm still rolling with my boys on the 2 bold predictions. I'm gonna go Bengals. I could genuinely see it being a repeat of last year, but I'm gonna say Bengals and Bucks, and I'll take the Bengals and the storyline of the younger protege taking over Tom Brady.
Right, that'd be the best well-written script NFL's ever had.
But yeah, but I could see the Bills, and genuinely, I know I said he's overrated, but if Justin Herbert plays, if he does what I think he has to do to take the next step, I could genuinely see the Chargers having a year like the Bengals had last year.
Yeah.
I could see it being Chargers versus either Rams or, hell, I could see the 49ers going again because they made it to the NFC Championship game with Jimmy. And if Trey Lance is an improvement, I could see them going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They also have the most underrated receiving core in the league.
I don't see.
I'm
Deebo
high on
Samuel, Brandon
Ayuk. I was
George
so high on
Kittle.
Ayuk. I was so high on Ayuk last year.
Yeah, I was too
What
until
the fuck happened?
I traded that bitch
What the
away
fuck
third
happened?
week.
Their defense is crazy good. That D line is scary, man.
Yeah,
Nick Bosa. I think they still have Eric Armstead too.
it's
Great line.
it's gonna be interesting next year. I don't see the Chiefs making the bowl next year. I don't know if I see them even in the AFC Championship next year. I see the Chiefs
Second
regressing
round.
a lot.
Second round.
I
Chiefs.
see them in the playoffs, but I don't see them making the AFC Championship. I see them this year. I see a big regress from the Chiefs this year.
This is going to be a major telling season for Patrick Mahomes without his number one.
Everyone's used
weapon.
to the Chiefs being up here. I think they're going to go down here, and everyone's going to hate them. I think that, and it's kind of it happened a little bit last year when they lost a couple games in a row. Everyone was saying, "Oh, Patrick Mahomes is terrible now. He's awful now." I think everyone's so used to seeing the Chiefs being. Well, now I would say everyone's so used to seeing the Chiefs being a high-level team, being in the bowl almost every other year for the past decade, and now they're gonna have a huge regress this year, and everyone's gonna think they're ass. They got Juju. They gave away Tyreek. I don't know. I don't see.
They have
that
Demarcus
AFC.
Robinson now, don't they? I mean, they still have him.
I think so.
So, yeah.
And then they still have Travis Kelce, which obviously is top 2 tight end in the league. Debatable number 1.
The Patriots. I don't see them making the playoffs this year.
No.
I don't see the Patriots making the playoffs at all this year. Green Bay.
Here's I see Green Bay making the playoffs of the simple fact that I don't see Aaron Rodgers getting less than 10 wins, even with the depleted
I don't see
offense.
him coming number one in the NFC again, though. I don't see him being number one.
No. They'll be in the
they won't
playoffs.
get the number
I
one
see the
seed,
Bucks
but I
being
think-
number one in the NFC.
I think they'll win their division for the simple fact that Kirk doesn't show up in the big games.
Mm-hmm.
But, the Vikings did take one off them last year, but I think Aaron Rodgers still. I know his receiving core isn't good. I mean, he's got Sammy Watkins and Alan Lazard, and they do get Robert Tonyan back, who was really good, and they still do have Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon, and the defense is actually solid. You know, they got Jair Alexander, so I still see Aaron Rodgers getting 10 wins. I can't see him getting less than that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see him in the playoffs. I don't see him coming number one in the NFC. I do see the Bucs taking that this year. Maybe I see. I don't know. I don't see Green Bay in the Super Bowl though. Unfortunately, I see him maybe going to the NFC Championship, but I don't see him going in the Super Bowl. I think definitely it'd either be Bucs or maybe even again a repeat of last year having the Rams back there again.
Do you see? This is not Super Bowl, but I mean, this is a big team, like a team that everyone's talking about now because of Baker. What do you see the Panthers doing this year?
Bit better, 7-8 wins.
I see them doing better. Yeah, they have they're middle of the pack with easy to difficult schedule. Yeah. I see them. Depends if Baker wants to come out and play. It depends if CMC doesn't get injured. I see him, maybe getting 7-8 wins. I don't think I see him either barely clinching playoffs or I see him barely missing. I don't see him.
Wait, you see them in the playoffs?
I see them. They could barely clinch it, or I don't see them at all.
Like some bizarre scenario, like how the Steelers
got the fucking playoffs this year. Yeah, like something.
I still think you're overrating them even on that. I still think they're going to be a 6-7 win team. Because I don't think Baker's that much better than Sam Darnold.
I don't know. The thing is we just don't know. Maybe it was just like the Browns' culture, the reason why Baker was just asshole, and then he'll go to Carolina and do great things. We just have to wait. Is
Carolina's culture much better though? I mean, they're still a losing franchise.
We just have to see, really. Maybe he just has better chemistry with more of the players. I don't know. I see them. I can see them, in a wild scenario, clinching maybe a playoff spot, then losing first round of the playoffs. But other than that, I don't see him coming in the playoffs at all. If nothing like that happens, like some Steelers making the playoffs type shit last year.
Well, this could be a good segue to our top 3, bottom 3.
Right, and you said you wanted me to do this, right?
Yeah.
You wanted me to start this week. So for you guys, for you watching, what we're gonna do every week is we're gonna do this thing called top 3, bottom 3. And it's up to either me, Austin, or Cameron, whoever's turn it is this week. I think we're just gonna go down the line. So I think Austin, you're gonna be next week.
Let's go.
And if we ever have a guest, maybe we'll let them do top 3, bottom 3. Whatever happens.
Yeah, whenever we get Joe Burrow on.
Yeah, for real. Let him. I don't even think he's allowed to say his top 3, bottom 3 for anything.
We'll get Shiesty on one of these days. Yeah, we'll start with like the most least popular players and we'll work our way up.
We'll get Ben Roethlisberger on for first episode.
What?
No, we're gonna get Baker Mayfield.
We'll get Baker on. I could say top 3. Let's start off interesting because we were talking a little bit more about fantasy this year. Top 3 fantasy wide receivers. Who do you think is going to go from round 1, pick 1, round 1, pick 2, round 1, pick 3? If it was 3, if you only pick 3 receivers, who would be the first?
If I could pick 3, I'm going Jefferson first, Jamar Chase, Cooper Kupp.
You'd go Jefferson first.
Yes.
You could Kupp third.
Yes.
I think I would go Kupp first, Chase second, and then Adams third.
My list is the exact same as Cameron's, except I'm flip-flopping Chase and Jefferson. Mm-hmm. I'm going Chase, Jefferson, and Cooper Kupp.
That's respectful. I like Kupp. I like Kupp.
I like Kupp, but it's one. Would you rather go for the? I mean, all these people have one good year, like Chase and Kupp.
I mean, you know how much defensive attention is going to be on Cooper Kupp this year now?
That is true.
And he's not going to have Odell to take off a lot.
And Robert Wood's gone.
So it's going to be just Cooper Kupp and then Van Jefferson, and I'm trying to think of the other receiver they have there.
2 something, I think.
Yeah. Some unknown receiver name.
He did get the Triple Crown, though. That's why I'd take him third. If I had to take him out, though, I would put Devontae in because Derek Carr and Devontae Adams have a huge connection.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's just for me, it's going to be who's on the board.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I have, it's kind of funny because I said Hill would be a bust, but I have Hill as my fourth. Because even though I do see him busting, he's a pretty safe pick. Like, it's like on the same level as drafting Tom Brady as a quarterback for your fantasy team. It's a safe pick. You know he's going to get maybe like 10 points a game. But
he's going to get catches.
40 touchdowns in a season.
Yeah. So you know he's going to do something. But
what's the bottom three?
Bottom three running backs. Who are three
like
running backs
starting?
you look out, or you would not look out for? Let other people take.
Let me see.
I'll go Myles Gaskin. I don't hate him. I can't see myself going for Myles Gaskin. Miles Sanders, yeah. Which I feel bad because I like Miles Sanders, but yeah, I would not take him.
Yeah.
Miles Sanders, 100%. Whoever's the Houston running back.
Is it still David Johnson?
Isn't it Dameon Pierce? Or didn't they just sign? They just signed Dameon Pierce.
Whoever's the Texans running back, and I think.
Or Marlon. Was it Marlon Mack? Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't even know.
And maybe none of the Jacksonville.
Yeah, I was gonna say James Robinson. I'm not picking that motherfucker anymore. Last year he let me down hella. Last year, getting 2 points every week.
Well, to be fair, Urban Meyer did not like James Robinson and didn't give him a lot of touches.
At all. He liked his.
Urban Meyer might have been racist.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not gonna lie to you. I would. It says he averages 11 points, but he did not. Probably looking out for James Robinson, probably number one. Miles Sanders. No, Miles Sanders probably be number one.
Really?
Yeah, Miles Sanders number one. James Robinson number two. And who's the Jets running back? Is it like Mike?
Brees Hall.
Or Brees Hall?
He's new. He's new.
Michael
I would.
Carter.
And they had
It's Brees Hall now. I think they took him. He's better.
Damn, bro, I liked Michael Carter.
Yeah, they took Brees Hall. I think, so he's gonna play.
Yeah. Probably
Any other closing topics that we got?
I think that's all.
That is it. It's
All right.
been so far it's an hour 30, so we're perfect time. If this is like a good time to end it off, and usually
I think our 30s should be good, right?
hour
Yeah,
30 is
that's
pretty
good.
good.
I think it's really good. I think if we go on too long, it'll just show that we're trying to fluff it out.
It's
Yeah.
true. Do you guys have any last remarks or things you just gotta leave off for the day?
Joe Burrow MVP.
No.
Can he pick an MVP season?
No.
Mitchell Trubisky
MVP.
season.
Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon.
Listen. Josh Allen MVP.
I think that's a good thing we can do next week.
MVP predictions. Yes.
Award predictions. Not just
Way too early awards. Okay, we're not gonna speak anymore.
Yeah, we can do like
Yeah.
offensive
don't talk
rookie.
about it.
Yeah, we can do all that next week.
I got Davis Mills for MVP.
And we have oh my god. I got what's his face? Zach Wilson MVP. He's got the dog in him. He knows what
He's getting the oh no, it's already MVP. I can't even say like an acronym.
I know what you're gonna say.
I was gonna go with the MILF VP.
the MILF VP.
I'm surprised no one said Nathan Peterman, bro.
Nathan Peterman.
What?
The God.
What?
Well, if you guys did enjoy this podcast, leave a like, leave a sub on this channel. We're not just doing podcasts on this channel. We are doing we'll eventually get into some videos and stuff. Maybe during the off season we'll do some other football type videos just to fill in the gray areas with no football happening. Especially right now, it is still in the middle of July. So next week we do have a couple topics to talk about. Like we're talking about the new helmets that are getting revealed. Hopefully the Bengals the white helmet will be revealed by then. Early award predictions. We still got a lot of stuff that we can cover, and Cameron's getting his lightsaber out.
Just breaks his monitor.
So we still got a lot to go, and just drop a sub. Why not? Just do it.
For the podcast, why not?
It's for the podcast. So yeah, we're planning on doing this every week at Sunday at 1 p.m. But when the season starts, we're going to change the time because Sundays during the season at 1 p.m. is not going to be very
not going to work
because that is the exact time games start. So yeah, again, if you guys liked it, drop a like, drop a sub. I do want to shout out Yuja real quick for making this whole entire rebrand literally in like 3 hours last night. From
yes,
1
shout
a.m.
out to
to 4
Yuja.
a.m. So shout out Yuja for all that fucking amazing work. Amazing dude. Go check him out. I think that's it.
All right.
All right.
Yeah. Any other closing remarks?
Fuck you.
All right. Well, I hope you guys have a great rest of your night, and I'll see you guys later.
No longer family friendly.
Joe Burrow MVP.